Hello, everyone. Today we're diving into a topic that feels like a massive contradiction to many. Can you follow the Prince of Peace and still be allowed to fight? Better yet, is there ever a time when a Christian is permitted to take a life? Usually we hear, "Turn the other cheek," and "love your enemies," and we assume that means complete passivity. But history and theology tell a much more complex story. It's the tension between the shield and the sword. To make sense of it, we've put together a three-part checklist to determine when a fight is actually just. First on our checklist, is it defensive? There is a major distinction in the Bible between personal insults and physical threats. When Jesus said to turn the other cheek, he was talking about a slap, a backhanded insult to your dignity. But when it comes to the life and safety of the innocent, the tone shifts. Think of it this way. Love is the driving force of the Christian faith. And sometimes the most loving thing you can do for a victim is to stop a victimizer. Proverbs 31:8 tells us to speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. In a physical sense, that often extends to physical protection. A Christian fights not because they hate what is in front of them, but because they love what is behind them, their family, their neighbors, and the vulnerable. The second check, is it lawful? This is where we address the killing question. In the original Hebrew of the Ten Commandments, the word used is often more accurately translated as murder, which is the unlawful, premeditated taking of an innocent life. However, the Bible also recognizes the power of the sword given to governing authorities. Romans 13 describes the government as God's servant, to reach out in justice against those who do wrong. This is why many Christians believe that serving in the military or law enforcement is not only allowed, but is a high calling. In these roles, the individual isn't acting on a personal vendetta. They are acting as an instrument of public justice to maintain peace. The fight is authorized because it serves the greater good of a stable society. Finally, the most important internal check, is it a last resort? Romans 12:18 says, "If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone." Note the phrasing, "if it is possible." This acknowledges that sometimes the other party makes peace impossible. A Christian's heart should never hunger for the fight. If there is a way to de-escalate, to negotiate, or to retreat without sacrificing the safety of others, that is the path we are called to take. Force is a tragic necessity of a broken world, not a hobby. The checklist asks, have you exhausted every other option? Is your intent to restore peace, or are you seeking revenge? If the heart is seeking glory or vengeance, the fight loses its just status. So, can a Christian fight? The answer is a heavy yes, but only under the weight of responsibility. We are called to be peacemakers, but being a peacemaker sometimes requires the strength to stand between a predator and their prey. By checking for defense, authority, and last resort, we ensure that when we do pick up the sword, we do so with a clear conscience and a focus on justice. Thanks for joining me for this deep dive. I'll see you in the next one.